What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back. And today, folks, I'm going to be sharing with you a trend in certain modern graded cards that I've been seeing, some possible investment opportunities for some underrated cards from the Scarlet and Violet era, specifically from Paradox Rift and from Temporal Forces. Some of these cards, compared to what they were selling for months ago, have dipped significantly, which prompted me to think about buying opportunities, not only for myself, but for you guys as well. Now, on this channel, I almost never talk about investing in modern graded. Modern sealed, yes, I do that quite a bit, but modern graded, not so much. But with these prices, I'm really considering it. I would ask that you please like this video and subscribe and help me get to 30,000 subs. I would really appreciate it. So let's get started off with the first modern card, and I'm going to go over prices now versus what they were months ago. But this one right here is the Iron Valiant EX Special Illustration Rare from Paradox Rift. Now, about a year ago, this card was selling as a PSA 10 for about $187, and right now, you can buy this card as a buy it now for about $125. And of course, if you're patient, you could probably get these cards even less in auction, but man, that is quite a dip in value over the course of a year. Went from 187 to 125, and this is a special illustration rare from Paradox Rift, and it features other futuristic Pokemon on it, so I think it's a very cool touch and a possible investment opportunity. What do you think about this card? Up next, we have this Garchomp illustration rare, also from Paradox Rift. Now, this card was selling about a year ago for about $200 as a PSA 10, and right now you can buy this card for about $104 US. So pretty much cut in half, essentially, in value. And Garchomp is a fairly popular Pokemon, and this is a pretty cool illustration. So yeah, it dipped to about half the amount it was a year ago. A possible good buy opportunity. Up next from Paradox Rift, we have the special illustration rare Parasol Lady that was selling for about $157 as a PSA 10, but you can buy it now, today, for $70. This special illustration rare. So this is less than half the amount it was just a little under a year ago. So yeah, this card has dipped below 50%. And if you are a collector of full art trainers, this one right here used to be top dog in the Paradox Rift set. It's now only 70 bucks. So I don't know, man. I've never been one to buy full art trainer cards, but I know there's a big market for them. So yeah, think about it. And then the last card from Paradox Rift is this Roaring Moon EX. And let me tell you what, folks, when this card first hit the market, it was selling for about $791 as a PSA 10. This is the big hoss of Paradox Rift. This is the most expensive card. And now you can get it for $195 as a PSA 10. That is a fourth the price it was just a year ago, folks. So this is the best card in the set. It's a special illustration rare, and it is a fantastic illustration. And it's less than $200 right now. I think this one right here is a tremendous buying opportunity, whether you are an investor or simply a collector. Now on to Temporal Forces, which I believe is the superior set. It has a lot better options in terms of the cards available. Anyway, here we have this Ghastly illustration rare, which is my favorite card in the entire set. The illustration itself is just S tier all the way. This card was selling for about $270, and I've seen numerous auctions for this card selling for over $200 not that long ago. And right now, you can buy it for $175 as a PSA 10. This is such a phenomenal card, and it's like $100 off from what it was selling for like 6 months ago. So yeah, I'm kind of considering picking up this card. I usually get my cards via auction. I very rarely purchase graded cards by it now, but I know a lot of people don't really have time for auctions or don't really care about waiting for auctions. So yeah, $174 for this masterpiece. Mwah. Up next from Temporal Forces is this Morty's Conviction special illustration rare featuring the Gengar right there front and center. This card was selling about 6 months ago for $207.50. Now it is at buy it now for about $90 on eBay. So any Gengar collectors out there, 90 bucks for a special illustration rare is not too bad. It is, however, it's a supporter trainer card. So, I mean, it's not actually Gengar, but it does feature Gengar. I don't know. All I know is it is half the amount it was 6 months ago, so it should definitely be a consideration. Up next, we have from Temporal Forces this Iron Crown EX SIR. This card was selling for about $361, and you can pick one up nowadays for about $190 or best offer. So you could probably even get this card even lower. And it is an absolutely magnificent illustration, very beautiful card. And we're seeing a theme here where these cards are about half the amount they were less than 6 months ago. So definitely one to consider. Here we have a Walking Wake EX special illustration rare, probably my second favorite card from Temporal Forces. This card was selling for about $300 as a PSA 10. Now has a buy it now or best offer price of $170. So yeah, of the three ancient legendary beasts, you know, Raikou, Entei, Suicune, this Walking Wake, I believe, is the best of the three. It's not the most expensive of the three. I think the Raging Bolt EX definitely takes the cake there. And I'm not recommending that card right now, but this Walking Wake EX for 170 bucks. Speaking of ancient Entei, here we have the Gouging Fire EX SIR. Now this one's interesting because 6 months ago it was selling for about $124, and it's a buy it now for $129. So if I was going to pick this card up, I wouldn't pick it up as a buy it now, but rather an auction. I think the auctions have been going for a lot lower than this price. Not like the other cards I've been showing you that are like been cut in half or have dipped about 50%. This card is still about the same, which doesn't mean it's still not a good buying opportunity. But this one definitely right here is one I would try to get a little bit lower in auction rather than a buy it now. And the final card from Temporal Forces that really caught my eye in terms of how much it's dipped is this Iron Leaves EX SIR that used to sell for about $212 as a PSA 10. Now has a buy it now copy listed on eBay for $99.99. So less than 100 bucks for this Iron Leaves EX SIR. I don't know, folks, what do you think? Now, to those of you who invest in graded modern cards, what do you think of these dips? Are you a fan of buying the dips when it comes to these special illustration rares? I mean, 50% off from what it was seems like a pretty good deal, especially with the alt art and special illustration rare craze that's been happening. I don't know, these seem like good buying opportunities. Maybe they're not. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching, folks. Tune into my next one. I have an auction recap coming. I'll see you then.